ASC got produce. ASC better go cool. Women in the kitchen, whipping in the kitchen. I be whipping in the kitchen, whipping in the kitchen. Chop it up, chop it, chop it, chop it, chop it up. The slow food got you sloppy, bro. Chop it, chop it, chop it, chop it up. Chop it up, chop it, chop it, chop it, chop it up. The slow food got you sloppy, bro. Chop it, chop it, chop it, chop it up. My hood, they ain't really much to eat. Popeye's on the corner, McDonald's across the street. All us talking about guns and the drugs, pretty serious. But look at what they feeding y'all. That's what's really killing us. Please, take make it good. Get that fake food up out of my hood. Of the message I misunderstood. Grow and cook your own food as you could. Got the little homies in the garden. Got the big homies selling collard greens in the north side. Ain't starving since community cooks been on the scene.
Screaming hot Cheetos and Takis, boy, you better eat your broccoli. Black food is kinda like putting poison in your brain. See more people at the club, popping bottles of that water, dabbing on that food. Pulling veggies out the garden, let's go walk. I eat good, and I put that on my mama. Eating healthy food, and that's working like Obama. Drinking water, living longer, no processed trauma. Call me John Deere, shawty, I be growing like a farmer.
Oh, food.
Hey. ASC got produce. ASC about to go cool, we gon' ASC got produce. ASC about to go cool.
Okay, well, we'll get back to it, but that group right there actually is a group out of Minnesota. If y'all don't know that Colin Kaepernick gave us some money because he saw what they was doing. So that was one of his community outreach empowerment things that he did. So that was pretty smooth out of Minneapolis, this group. And so that's good. We got young people interested in healthy living. So I'm going to start everything.
I go to my side door.
Let me see what I got on here.
Don't matter.
Mute everybody. Yep. Okay, so everybody can unmute themselves as we go on. What I'm going to do is start everything, and I just appreciate everybody spending their time coming out. We all could be doing other things, but we see that it's something important to do for the future because it's really about, okay, he said he don't got audio. Eric Sis don't have audio. I don't know why he don't have audio. But it's for the future. It's about building sustainable things. This is a initiative you can get involved in and don't even have to live here in Milwaukee. There's people out of town that have bought shares already. So that's a great thing. And it's like planting a tree, something sustainable that's beyond all of us. When we pass away, we can leave something to our youth, that we really try to do something to empower just not only ourselves, but them as well. And so this is like a start, and it's very motivational and inspiring. So I really appreciate everybody just willing to, take a risk. And it's, that's what business is, but we're doing it together. So it's really, low risk. So I'm just going to kind of start with the history of how we got to where we at and then where we going, and open up for questions as well. I'm not going to try to, talk too long, but open up for questions because this is our third time. So some people, this is their third meeting, and some people, this is their first one. So we'll definitely be there. But I just wanted you all to see who Ifama Co-op is what started, right, last year. And this is Sister Ifama, rest in peace, rest in power. This sister right here is very, very pro-Black queen. And can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this sister right here is very, very, very empowering sister. She passed away last year, and we both were going to join the co-op, and I ended up joining the co-op last April in Atlanta. So it's one in Atlanta. It's called Us Lifting Us. And this page is 2016, so she didn't even post no more, of course, because she passed. But this picture right here is Us Lifting Us. That's a co-op out of Atlanta. They have a more grandiose vision than we do, but they don't have any, active building. They're doing a lot of, power conferences, things of that nature. But they don't have the opportunity that we had before us. where we actually within a year are going to have our own location and be able to, sell our produce, different products, fresh products, local products as well. And so Sister Ifama, she passed 4 days before she had the opportunity to join. I joined on a Sunday and she died on a Thursday. And it was really sad, so when she passed away and I went to her funeral, I just told people that we would do something dedicated to her that she would love for us to do and she would smile upon. And that's to start a community-owned food co-op. And this is other, opportunities as well that's going to come out of this. But we just don't want to overwhelm people. And I think it's important to take baby steps and do something like this that's very feasible. So I just want you all to know who Ifama is, and her name means all's well in Igbo, which is kind of rivalry with Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. So it's the two biggest tribes in Nigeria. It's the Igbo and the Yoruba. So in Igbo, her name means all's well. So the co-op we formed is called Ifama Co-op. We formed it last year, and within that year, I really ran it myself, but I had a lot of help, and there's a lot of members, people that joined, but we didn't sell shares because, you just can't jump out there and sell shares, to be real with you, in a new venture. You have to kind of show and prove. So it was really good that we're able to just have members. So people pay $50 to be members, and they were able to see produce that we grow ourselves as well as produce that we got from our mentor, who was Will Allen. So we have, a great mentor in growing power, where he's like the El Chapo in the game, where he has all the produce. If you go up in his warehouse, it's like so many greens in there, it's intoxicating. And so he give us a pinch of what he growing, and it's enough to feed at least 50 families. So last year we was able to really do a lot with the co-op of different growers. We even had Victory Garden, who is a white organization that, they want to be the heroes in the community. On the east side, they joined for a second, and we had our own stuff as well as Will. So it was enough to go around. So this time we come in with the opportunity that we own our own store, and we don't have to, hustle from the bus, even though the bus is something that you would, as an investor, have an opportunity, to be a part owner of. So you're partnering with the co-op. So we're going to form a new LLC and new bank account, and it's going to be called Oasis Fresh Food, for instance. And we're going to operate out of a building, and I'm just going to go forward even to that. This building on Appleton, I'm showing a picture of it. It should come up. A Google Maps picture says 7844 West Appleton. So this building right here, you can see that. And so this front of this building, what's going to happen is that we're going to move our radio station. So that's free promotion as well for the co-op. I can envision some people that's even on this call actually having shows, because I really want people to be empowered, not just it be my show. It has to be, we have to all step up. Even if you just, people from out of town, of course, they contribute financially, but we all can share the word with our families and have people involved, because that's going to be our customer base. It's going to be mostly us, but it's really, we all have our own followers and our own people that we know. So in this building is going to be the radio station on top. And then on the bottom right here is going to be a black hair care store that's going to be owned and operated by our community, by our people. And then on this wall right here is like, what is back part right here is really the co-op. So it's a actual warehouse and retail space that we can pull a truck up with produce or whatnot and deliver the produce there, and then also be able to sell it out of there and have refrigeration, refrigerators, sell drinks, whatever we want to decide to sell out of there, we can. So we could talk about that. So it's a lot of opportunity in this. And so people asking questions about a video to go along with the phone combo. And I have to answer that. But yeah, that's really what it is. And I have keys as of today to this location. And yes, we are live now. Okay, so I'm going back to the location. so that you can kind of get an idea. So this right here, let me see if I can go down. Okay, yeah, I can go down. I think right here. So this location right here, this is like the side of the building. People could park here. The ideal to be like in the mornings, for instance, people can come park here. They can come in, or they can actually have stuff brought out to them, ordered. We have Brother Duncan from the Nation of Islam, who's been very instrumental in selling the fruit that we sell on the street. And when we had our meeting on Saturday, he talked about how much is really made. You know, I was telling people on Saturday that myself, I did an experiment to see how much can be made, you know, because when you're on the street seeing people sell stuff, you never know what they're really making. Even the people that's begging for money, they making more money than some people that's actually have jobs. So with Brother Duncan, myself and 4 people put $25 up, and in 3 hours we made $75 consistently. So he's only out there a few days and a few hours, and is making, you know, a substantial amount, like 50% on his investment. So if you figure we have a location that's open every day, it's going to be a great amount. And I'm going to show you some projections as well, as we move on, of what we're looking at in the year, and then what your investment will look like if you had 1 share, for instance. So I'm trying to get this together right here with this share piece, just to see our faces. Okay, see, I like kind of seeing people's faces. So I go back and I answer some questions. If I have some right now, you can just unmute yourself, ask the question, and then we can move forward. Okay, no questions so far. That's cool. And so I'm going to share with you some projections, because I think that's important to see what that looks like. Again, we're selling shares for $600. The Atlanta co-op that I joined has pretty much the same operating agreement. They sell theirs for $1,000, and they don't have any locations. I'm selling for $600, and really the rent on the location, Sister Lisa, is only $350 plus. I called We Energies today to find out what the electricity looks like and the utilities, and it's only about another $70 to $100 at the most we'll be paying. So it's $450 a month. And at $50, if somebody bought 1 share, if 20 people was what I was looking for, bought 1 share, and some people have already bought 3 shares. If we can get 20 shares minimum, that's $1,000 a month. That's enough to sustain what we're doing. And also the co-op, IFAMA would, you know, kick in money too, because it's a partnership to pay for, you know, signage. So in the end, what you're investing in is to pay pretty much the rent and utilities, and any leftover money we reinvest in reference to containers. For instance, we have some local products. We have some of you all that have products you want to sell. So as an owner, you know, you definitely have a right to bring those products in. We have a sister who's going to do fruit salad, and it's called Riley's fruit salad. We have some other individuals that have, you know, products, personal products that they would like to sell as well. So we have to, you know, open that space up, and that's an opportunity for you as an owner to, you know, maximize your income as well individually. So with that said, I'm going to show you what we look like on an investment. Let me see, I got to click out of here, and I have some projections to show you. Okay, so you should be able to see this screen right there. I just kind of, I don't know why I can't see your face. Like, okay, right here. So right here, you have the revenue projected that can be made a month just with the sales to restaurants. If we were selling to restaurants, the products that we do grow and that we do have, the juice bar, like in the morning, during the day, from smoothies, retail of other products, and even the farmers markets, which that's another revenue income generator. And it's also an opportunity for those that are owners to work at those locations as well. And so, you know, you're looking at the different numbers here. And again, this will be recorded, so you can always come back and look at the numbers. But we here in June, going into June, and we're looking at $1,200 made in some of the summer months, but it starts picking up because there's a harvest going on. The harvest started going more in the fall, but every we have wholesale produce that we get. So we'll never not have any products because we have our own stuff, and then we also have wholesale, and we also have our mentor partner. And so then you see this other line is compost, and I'm gonna show you what that's gonna look like in the future, just the future vision. So if you look at this capital raising campaign, it's 20 investors, that's $1,000, that's 12,000 in a year. Minimum is what we're looking at. The maximum amount of that really gonna sell from the co-op is 70 shares. So 70 shares would be $42,000. So if you were partners in the 70 shares and you had 3 shares, so that's 1,800 in a month, you would get paid at the end of the year a dividend. So your dividend will be proportional to what you put in. So if you put 1 share in, you're gonna get $600 worth of, you're gonna get $600 proportional to what you put in, $600 proportional to the 42,000 or to the minimum of 12,000. So whatever we're raising, you're going to get your proportion based on what we make. So at the end of the year, if we made in 1 year 29,000, you're going to get your share worth of that 29,000 in proportion. So it's a mathematical formula that we use to determine that, because everybody's going to have different shares. Like there's a sister that's online now that bought 3 shares, so her portion of the 29,000 will be more. But you got a certain percent of the company based on your shares. And so that's how it works. But then also the difference, and I'm going to show that too, the difference between a co-op and a corporation is that the co-op is transparent. So everything I'm showing y'all, we publicly show it, because that's a 7 universal principles that all co-ops follow. And so we all participate with each other. Like Outpost, they recognize that we're a co-op. They would all, partner with us as well. And not necessarily saying they want to, because we competition for some people, but co-ops all have their books out in the public, because you want your members to be transparent for your members. So you all have your own capital account, which we're going to talk about, and it'll be transparent where you can always see what's in your account and also what's coming out of your account. And so we had that continue. So you have a right to ask, the accountant in this situation, for instance, how much money do I have? And, even with projections, when do I expect to get, my return? And we said in the operation agreement as well. So when you look at this, you got the salaries is 0 at this point. And what's so good about it is, and I'm going to stop at this point, is that we had a person start today. So we're using a program called Transition Milwaukee. It's out of the state. It's to me, it's set up for failure, but it's an opportunity for us to take people and empower them. So you have to have some felonies and all kind of issues, child support, different issues, just to be in this program. So I got some brothers in it, and there's some sisters too. We can pick our own people. So if you know somebody that you would like to get a job working with us, they can become a worker owner, because we don't want people just to work with us. They can also be owners as well. But we had some people start today, their first day, and then they doing things to help us grow on the outside as far as our produce. They in the farm, in the gardens, and they watering and learning different skills on planting, things of that nature. So a lot of our salaries is going to be real low, other than us subcontracting with different people that have skills. Like Brother Duncan, for instance, we might subcontract with him because he's going to handle a lot of our fruit. He knows the game on the fruit side, as far as bagging the fruit up and also selling it on the street, because there's just different revenues that you're investing into that are going to be coming into the co-op. And that's what I was trying to show you when I showed you the revenue. On the truck, the same. The proceeds that come from the truck, we split those between the co-op and between the ownership, the new ownership. Because so in the end, it's a partnership between the Farmer Co-op and Oasis Foods, which are those that are the owners that are coming in now. And so you can see the cost of goods for a year is $7,300, and I can actually show you what that would entail too. I actually found that as well to kind of show you what the cost of goods look like. Broke down at $7,300. See, I got it broke down. That would be seeds, plants, gardening tools. This is like to build our infrastructure. Really, those prices is stuff that we already have now. For instance, when you look at processing table refrigeration, $1,500, we don't even need that now because we inherited. I'm talking about, y'all don't realize the blessing that we really have. We only paying rent at $350 to $450 at the most. But we already got refrigerators. We got 5 refrigerators already in the freezer, and they commercial refrigerators that you see when you walk in stores. So I'm gonna stop there, and if people have anything that you would like to talk about, discuss, please bring it to the table.
I guess I have a question too, because you said something about buying shares.
Yes.
So shares are $50 a share, right?
No, it's $50 minimum a month. So we're trying to make it affordable for, say, if somebody wanted to share for $600, they pay $50 every month for the year, and that's one share. Or some people are paying upfront, some people paying $200, $300, but we're trying to make sure at minimum that people are paying the $50 so that $600 for one share is satisfied.
Okay, and then with that saying, you only get dividends once a year, not quarterly. So it's
dividends. It could be quarterly, but we just starting, so I would say it's once a year.
Okay.
And then some people are not. You can't get a dividend if you don't really own the whole share either, though.
Right. That's true.
Yes.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sister. Anybody have questions? Okay, it's other things too to discuss. I will show you some other projections as well, moving to the future, because that's really what this is about. It's about the future. And I was sharing this with people, is that the biggest goal in this that I'm seeing from the time I spent is not about the vegetables, it's really about the protein, because when our children are in their 50s, the world is going to have so many individuals in it that protein is going to be scarce. And so if we don't have protein sources, that's going to really affect a lot of people. And so the biggest protein source that's a great source, that if you don't eat fish, of course you have to have other substitutes, but on the perch fish that we all grew up loving is like one of the number one protein sources. I don't know how many people like perch here, but perch is going to be one of the biggest sellers of protein in the future. And Will Allen pretty much showed it in UWM. They have a partnership going right now where UWM is growing fish inside of Will Allen's location on 55th and Silver Spring. It's the only location that's really growing fish. And that's a multi-million-dollar opportunity. And so then I want to show you all some numbers around that as well, of where we going, because this summer some things are going to happen, and I'm only going to share it to those that end up being owners. So we're looking at May 15th, for instance, of kind of making that a cutoff, because we want to actually have a grand opening. We're doing a grand opening for the radio, and the radio is already existing, 101.3 FM. But the hair store is called Family Affair Hair and Beauty Supplies. That's we all trying to do a triple grand opening, and then have a grand opening for Oasis as well the same day on Juneteenth. And so if we don't cut it off by May 15th, we could still add people in the future, but the initial owners, you all don't get to decide if we bring other people in. It's not going to be my decision. It's going to be a group decision. So right now, I think we got about 12 shares sold. We're just trying to get a minimum of 20, a maximum of 70. So if we get more than that sold by Monday, cool. But everything's in escrow right now, by the way, too. So I'm going to discuss that, but I just want y'all to see some numbers on the real projections that I have. This is just this year's projections, but I have some projections for when it really ramps up to the level Will is on. And we not too far away from ramping this up substantially. So I'm going to show you those numbers. These are the numbers right here. Like when I didn't have composting and I had sales, it was like 2,000. These are ramped up numbers. And this is actually been looked at by not UWM only, but the state of Wisconsin Agriculture Department came down and met with me, and they really loved this, the business plan. So I'll be sharing the business plan too with you as we progress, as you become owners. And so when you look at compost, for instance, that's us growing our own soil. Those sales are pretty moderate sales, but that compost I'm working right now. So you're buying into a situation where we have 3 locations. So one location is on 30th and Locust, and that's going to be all soil between now and the next year that we're building all soil that'll be sold next year at that location. So it's like 2 acres. And then we have a location on Titonia and Nash. It's more of a community locations at St. Timothy's Church. That's where we started. We grow some stuff there. It's a lot of nice greens in these hoop houses. They look like white houses that's oval. So those actually allow us to grow year round. And I don't know if y'all seen that around with Will. He has a lot of these big hoop houses they're called around the city and on schools. For instance, you can see about 40 of them at the old Clara Barton School on Silver Spring, 42nd Silver Spring. So, you see the perch I was telling you about, the perch sales, and in 1 year it's just 37,000, but that might even be underestimating. You just have all these different products, and then one is called the microgreen. That's going to be a staple of what we're doing now. And I actually shared some of the people that might be on here now. It's a sunflower green that we specialize in it now, but it's 3 or 4 varieties. But they all grow every week. You can harvest them every week, so it's a $1 million plant. But in 1 year, we can make at least $288,000 by growing these 2,000 trays a week, and they retail at $12 a pound minimum. And so that vegetable alone is a nice moneymaker in itself. If y'all invested just in that alone, your $600 will come back pretty good substantially, because you got to understand your share is going to be paid every year. Every year we're in existence, and the way we built it it could be in existence for quite a while, no matter who is the chair or who's involved. And so that I just wanted y'all to kind of see where this is going. It's going to go from 28,000 a year, and like I said, we made 40,000 with Ifama, but it's going to go from a projected 28,000 to over $490,000 net. And so that's modest compared to what Grow Power is doing. Grow Power is actually doing some numbers too. So one thing about it is you could talk these numbers and projections, but until you could actually quantify them with an accountant and with what you call an audit, then it doesn't mean a lot. But it does mean a lot when you see that somebody else has been audited and the numbers you're using is the same numbers, same products, same market as well. And so I just want y'all to know that the local food system is really looking for fresh local produce, and even locations where you can buy fresh produce. Will Allen is the only one doing it. And so I had a picture on my Facebook page. Did y'all ever see this picture? I'm going to show y'all that, and then I'm going to show y'all how to step-by-step just get involved by your share and what mechanisms are in place to ensure that your investment is secure. So I just want to show y'all something in reference to what I'm saying about the local food, how this local food, we just want to get into the pipeline. I'm saying there's so many branches. I showed y'all compost. There's some people that's all they do in this situation, in this local food infrastructure, just sell compost, and they getting some nice money. And so I want you to see, I'm going to go and show you a picture, see if y'all remember seeing this picture. I think some of y'all did. But that old Entree right here. Yeah, old Entree, man. I already posted this. Let me see. Go here. So I just want y'all to see some pictures. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all some pictures. Show y'all that one picture, then y'all can kind of see what I'm saying about this whole local market. Okay, this picture right here. So this picture here, so y'all can see this. This picture here is symbolic of what's going on out here. Will Allen was able to partner with a distributor, which is Cisco. Like a lot of our restaurants out here using Cisco. So these are all mustard greens. So he was able to partner up. And this one row is like probably an acre. but every row, it's turnips over here, but I'm talking about it's ridiculous how big this was. So he was, we was taking a picture of really where we can go. We don't have to have a distributor, but what's happening is the distributors are looking for local products and local produce to put in stores because it's a big market for it. And Will is like the only one, so they partnered with him, and I guess they got a farm in Jackson, Wisconsin, and it's like it's Will Allen's farm, but they pretty much footed the bill so that he could produce. And it's really some incredible opportunity in this situation. When I say jobs, you might think of sharecropping because how they made white folks in particular. They just made it where we too embarrassed to go on the farm. We think it's just a bad look for us and all that. But to be truthful with you, I seen some Laotians and I seen some people that are from Burmese. And when you look at them, you wouldn't know that they making family sustaining money on those farms because you think they share crop and you think it's just going to be Mexicans. But how Will has it set up, these people making like 18, 20 an hour, and they don't stay out there forever, but they come in and they process all of those grains, for instance, that you saw. And it's a lot of work, but they professionals. They actually cut it to a certain, dimension. It's real deep, but they get some family sustaining money. And so it's just a lot of opportunity, and I just want y'all to, the excitement that I have, I just hope it rubs off on you and you're ready to get involved. And so some people did, again, they bought shares, and I just want y'all to see how did they do it, because the money that they spent, that everybody, for instance, Lisa, put up is in escrow. So we're not spending none of the money. We're not moving none of the money until we get our minimum amount of shares, and then we start our LLC will be started quickly, and then also the bank account. But what's happening now is people are using Square and buying off the Ifama site, which is a cool way to do it. I don't like the interest rates or the rates that they're getting off of each transaction, but we will move that to another a more free platform, and I'll tell you about that. So if you go to the Ifama site, you're gonna see this picture here, me and my brothers. So that's me with that crazy face, and my brother Aries and John. We had a farm little thing going on. We was growing up with my father. So if you click here, you'll be able to buy your share. So you see it says one share 600. You can pay at least 50 a month. Some people, they bought 12. So they just went ahead and bought their whole year. And some people might have 3 shares, so they have to pay $150 minimum a month. So that's the commitment we're asking for. So you buy that, and so it's kept in escrow. I get a message that you did buy it, and then I alert you and let you know that I received it as well. So that's the first part as far as buying the share. And then the other part of it is I send you a wallet. So we're gonna go digital with how we keep your account. And so this right here is actually some technology that Curtis Blow, if y'all remember the rapper Curtis Blow, man, he was in all kind of movies like Crush Groove, if you that age, and he wanted to, he had all kind of songs. These Are the Breaks. Y'all might know him, some of y'all might not know him, but Curtis Blow has turned to phone service, and this is really a good service. But I'm not pushing that on you right now. That's something that will come down the line if you're interested. But the technology that we're using is just like PayPal. So you would sign up on this hip hop wallet, actually, and when you sign up, it's so complex that when I try to get on, it's real security. When you put your social security in there, it's not going to even let you into the system if you can't verify it's really you. So when I put my social security in, I'm telling you, it asked me questions I couldn't even answer about where I live with my brothers, different stuff like that. So when I try to finally get in, when I finally got in, it was real simple, real cool, and you could transfer money. So I'm gonna kind of show y'all my account that I have set up and how it works, because then it's transparent, so everybody had their own individual account. You can always send money and receive money through this wallet. and it's safe. And to set it up, it only costs $1 out your account from your bank. So you can set that up and you can receive money. You can send money to your family members, so you can have your family members sign up too. It's just like PayPal, but it don't cost at all, just like PayPal as well. It's just they have to verify your bank account. They probably take 15 cents out, put 15 in. You have to verify it. So what that's like the second step after you pretty much secure your money by the 15th is what I'm asking people, and I send you this link. So I'm going to show you like my wallet, for instance, how that looks. I'm signing to my wallet. So right here, this is the site right here when you come into it. So I'm gonna sign into my wallet, and it's so secure. It's gonna actually it don't allow you to be on too long without any activity. So I'm signing in, and you can see I should have like $77 in this account. So you can see right here, $77.40, right? Available balance. It shows you your transactions, so you'll know when stuff is withdrew from your account, and you also can send money. So I can send money to any of y'all. Y'all can send money to me, transferable with nothing. And so when you come to the wallet, right here is how you verify your money. So it's your bank is gonna show you. Y'all did it before. A lot of you all have done it before. It's gonna show you several amounts that came into your account. So you just type in the amounts that came into your account, and then you verify, and then your account is good. So you can transfer money to the bank. You can send money to different people. So it's right